Good morning, chat. We are currently gapped up on the NASDAQ, 60 points. Nvidia has come up a little bit in pre-market, Tesla as well. Can't really see it just yet. Also, Bitcoin is down. It's also quad witching day, so I'm notching back risk a little bit to start. You could up the risk and then you get more reward, but I'm going to notch it back. Quad witching day, FOMC week. It's been a hectic week. I'm expecting volatility to be all right for about an hour and a half, and then probably in the latter half as well, quad witching. But depending on Trump news, Trump is on a call with Xi Jinping as we speak, so you never know how that will go. Before we get started, OpenAI malls making glasses a voice recorder and pen. OpenAI has struck an agreement with Luxshare, an iPhone assembler, to produce a future OpenAI device, with OpenAI targeting late 2026, early 2027. And then, like I said, Trump is still on that call. The Trump-Xi Jinping China call started at 8 a.m. They are still talking as we speak. For the docket for today, 11 a.m. Fed Mirren speaking, 1 p.m. U.S. Baker Hughes to oil rig, and then 2:30 p.m. Fed Daily speaking, then 3 p.m. probably after market, Trump signing executive orders. We are still waiting for news with this Trump-Xi Jinping call. Before market gets going, 4 minutes until market. Good morning, Norman. Good morning, Chaos. Good morning, Dev. Good morning. Let's go over the synopsis. European market synopsis. European shares closed higher on September 19th, driven by the Bank of England's rate hold and optimism from the Fed easing signals. The Stock 600 led regional gains amid broad sector advances, capping an eventful week positively. Asian markets. Asian stocks traded mixed on September 19th today, with cautious ahead of a Trump-Xi call that's happening right now, offsetting gains from global rate cut momentum. Japan's Nikkei retreated from highs after the BOJ's unchanged stance, while Hong Kong and Shanghai showed minimal movement. Japan's I woke up, instantly checked X, and seen that Japan's stock was just wicked down crazy. So, see, supposedly they're selling ETFs and everything. See, we'll see. It's going to be a very volatile day, and market starts in 2 minutes. Bitcoin's already starting to edge up, so we'll see how this one's go. All-time high for the NASDAQ right now happened yesterday is at 24,815. We're already above. We're getting into the pre-market high. Probably going to flush it early. Let's see. AQ 30-minute VWAP's at 24,723. Move that up. Morning, Funny. Good morning. Make sure you guys vote on the poll. You think it's going up to start, going down? It's going to be pretty volatile. I'm edging back risk. A lot of people aren't going to trade this quad witching day, but I'm just going to edge back risk. Instead of starting with 5 contracts in the first 30 minutes of market, I'm just going to start with 1. Pretty risky. Good business. But with risk, there comes reward. For a lot of downside potential. All right, 2 minutes. Yesterday, a recap for the U.S. markets. U.S. stocks rallied to record close on September 18th yesterday, boosted by the Fed rate cut and projections for further easing. The S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Dow advanced, with Intel surging on a major Nvidia partnership announcement. Nvidia bought $5 billion of Intel, and they did have a call yesterday. So $5 billion investment. 30 seconds away. Be a pretty volatile day. I'm gonna stay patient to start. We're We're gapped up 80 points. Yesterday's close at 24,705. I want to see how Nvidia starts, etc., etc. But before we get going, smash that like button, follow the channel, subscribe, hit the notification, notification bell. We're live every day at 9:30 a.m. EST. Market is open. We're wicking down. Pivot point to the downside, 24,752. It did just tap the pivot point to the upside. About to tap it again. Wicking up pretty hard. 24,785. ES flushing down. Tap the 100 MA now. ES is above the VWAP, 200 SMA. Nvidia starting down 0.2%. Tesla starting up 1.6%. Google starting up 0.7%. Amazon starting up 0.7%. Microsoft starting 0.5% up. Meta starting 1.2% up. Apple starting 1.5% up. Netflix starting 0.6% up. MicroStrategy down 1.3%. Costco flipping red. Very volatile. Be very careful. Looks like it wants to pull back early, but we'll see. ES flushing through the 100 MA, looking like it wants to tap the VWAP. Morning, what is quad witching day? Just stuff expiring. ES about to tap the VWAP. Stock options are expiring. Stock future contracts are expiring. Normal stock futures are expiring. AKA, a little synopsis. Volatility's up. A little more abnormal movement, just faster movement. More volatile, more risk, more reward. That's why I'm edging back risk a little bit. Starting with 1. Will be interesting to see if the call with China does something for the markets. I mean, when Trump presents a summary of the call, yeah. Well, a bad trade deal or Trump signaling tariffs would mean this comes down. See. So far, ES is bouncing on the VWAP. RSI is below that May, trying to edge up. Still coming down, but edging up. Bitcoin's trying to go up. Let's give it a time. Only 3 minutes in the market. A little time. Trying to bounce. Nvidia was trying to come up. It still is. Apple's up 1.8%. Apple is shipping iPhones today. Bitcoin's coming down, flushing that pivot point, about to tap the VWAP. At 731. ATR is at 10. The VIX volatility index is at 15.42, down 1.7%. ES flushing through the VWAP, 200 SMA. Reclaiming that pivot point. Give it time. 4 minutes in the market. 11 minutes left till the 15-minute opening range. Tapping the 21 EMA on the NQ5 minute. Adobe's flipping red. Back to green. AMD is down 0.7%. AVE goes down 2.4%. ES is trying to reclaim the VWAP. Getting wiped down for now. Maybe 1 or 2 more legs lower. I do think we will pump up. Could be wrong. This could waterfall. It's quite a witching day. What's up, Saeed? What's up, Turo? Good morning, good morning, morning. Hello, Christopher. I hope you have a good day. You as well, Saeed. You guys do well. Just make sure you guys do not follow me. You hold your own conviction. Do not overtrade. Do not FOMO. Hold your own conviction. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I do or say is financial advice. This is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Hold your own conviction. The video's trying to flip green. Video flip green. Back to red. Stay 1 more leg down. It would make sense. Tap the VWAP, maybe flush it, liquidity sweep it down a little bit. But it could pump. ES is tapping the VWAP, trying to round up. We'll see. Trying to pump up, tap that pivot point, might go. Tapping 20 May. NQ5 May did not. Nvidia's going. NQ5 minute held on to that 21 May. ES still has not gotten above that VWAP to our SMA. No missed opportunity, only the next one. Absolutely, Saeed. There are no missed opportunities. Constantly opportunities coming and going. I think ES may want to flush the gap. ES is getting very close to this gap fill. Yesterday's close is this purple dashed line, 6,693. The NASDAQ is 50 points away from that, 45 points. Yesterday's close for the NASDAQ futures is at 24,705. So the ES may flush it, then we might get a prop up, and then possibly flush that NQ gap. Possibly. All right, there we go. About to flush down in the VWAP. ES is trying to go. All right, this could flush out hard. A long is getting more and more risky. ES is below the VWAP to our SMA. Everything's starting to round down. Nvidia did flip green, which is good for the bull case. It is trying to pump. But if NQ5 minute rejects this 21 EMA, could go down pretty hard. Could liquidate easily 40 points to that gap. If not, to the 100 MA, which is at 24,644. Very easily get down there. I'm probably not going to touch it until the ES flushes that gap. And it's a ways away. 6 points for the ES. Google for the US to keep AI partnership. A patent system must evolve. The patent system must evolve. JP Morgan raises Apple target price to 280 from 255. Alrighty. ES is trying to go. Bitcoin's coming up. Nvidia flipping red. Google flipping red. I'm going to give this a minute, but the ES is above the VWAP 2-hour SMA now. It might reject back. Nvidia is coming down. Trying to go. Trying to reclaim this pinpoint, 24,752. There is downward pressure though. ATR is only at 13, so nothing crazy. Volatility, nothing crazy just yet. And there's the wick. Nvidia flipping green. Adobe, QCOM, AMD, AveGo, Costco, MicroStrategy flipped red. Bitcoin's pumping pretty well. Very nice 30-point wick. Very nice. Volatility stepping in. 35-point wick. 30-point wicks each way in one candle. Not bad. QCOM flipping green. AMD, Nvidia is now up 0.25%. The Dow Jones is barely up. Russell 2000 down 0.2%. The dollar's up 0.3%. Is it going to V-shape recover? NQ likely. ES is ways out. Very nice bounce off the NQ 30-minute. VWAP. Whoa, watch out for that number, Turo. That's a devil number, man. Can't be typing that. Can't be typing that. No bad energy over here. What's up, Matt? I thought we would at least tap yesterday's highs, but looks like it's going down. It's kind of what I thought as well. Thought the ES would flush the gap. It still may. And then go. Alright, that's a lower high. Get some trend lines. ES is trying to reject that VWAP. Trying to create a higher low, but it created a lower high. We'll see. RSI is above that May. Nvidia is propping up. Market is evil, so that number on the ES would make sense. ES is rejecting VWAP right now. Nvidia is trying to come down. I'm more bullish than I am bearish, but I think the herd is bullish as well. I'm kind of debating whether or not to go short. I do see that previous day high being hit, the high market 24,815, but we may flush the gaps first, at least the ES gap. Really does not want to let go of that pivot point. ES is back above the VWAP. Nvidia pumping up. I'm gonna check news. Google, US DOJ proposed changes to advertising technologies go far beyond the court's liability decision. Google and the decision regarding advertising tech, we disagree with the court's initial decision and will appeal it. Trump is still on that phone call. Pivot point to the upside, 24,785. ES is pumping. Nvidia coming up with it. MicroStrategy coming up with it. ES is above the VWAP, 200 SMA. Volume weighted average price, and the 200-day simple moving average. So it's gonna pump. Big wake up. Massive wick up. MicroStrategy instantly up half a point. Very careful. Quad witching day. Massive wick up. That's a new high. High market. All-time high for the Nasdaq future at 24,815. Didn't quite get it. Massive wick up. Pivot point up top, right 1 point above that high of day. We are above the 15-minute orb as well. That's a V-shaped recovery for the NQ, not yet for the ES. Will it follow? Probably. Only thing green in my red in my watch list is Costco, Avego, and Adobe. AMD is flipping back and forth between being green and red. Bitcoin's coming up. Slightly to keep pumping. $10 points away from all-time highs. Missed the boat, so I'm just gonna let it go. ES is close to V-shaped recovery. I would like a pullback to this top orb. I don't think we're gonna get it. I think it's just gonna keep climbing. But it would be nice. Coincides with this pivot point. Have that pivot point, flush high. Alright, so that's a new all-time high and high of day. ES still has not V-shape recovered. So it probably has another leg up. Pulling back slightly. Watch out for them wicks. Bitcoin's still trying to go up. ES looks like it's gonna pull back. I don't believe it. Little pull back, 3 points. Alright, if this breaks this top orb, we're probably gonna flush back down a little bit. We flushed all-time highs. That's the new all-time high of the market. New high of day. The only thing is ES has not V-shape recovered quite yet. Actually, it may have. The ES has V-shape recovered, so we should be fine for a pullback. It may want to tap the high pre-market, which is what I was looking at, 6,712. Bitcoin's starting to come down a bit. Video is still strong. MicroStrategy cooling off a bit. What's up, Blather? Go get a wake up here. Chilling. Canada is launching USMCA consultations with businesses and provinces. We're starting to flush down. Still above that top 15-minute orb. Looks like it's about to tap it. Nvidia close to turning red. Yeah, still coming down. Probably going to tap the orb. Pivot point. If it breaks it, probably coming down pretty hard. If it holds, probably going to continue to pump. Tapping it now. Nvidia starting to edge up. ES tapping the 100 MA. Bitcoin still falling. I'm gonna wait to see if a candle reclaims it. ES falling below. trying to see if it's going to liquidate all the way to the ES gap fill. Or if she has enough juice to keep pumping. I'm in with one. Might be a fake out. If it is, it got me. Let's see. Down 70, down 80, down 100. Nvidia's starting to go. Could get a pretty significant wick up. Up 10, up 20. We'll see. ES starting to tank. Fire strategy coming up. Nvidia coming up. If they start falling, we're in trouble. And that was a fake out. NQ 30-minute wick does look atrocious, but it does not mean it can't continue to pump. Bitcoin is coming down. Tapping that top orb. If that breaks, it's probably going to flush to the ES gap. ES starting to pump. It's good. Go, go, go. Use the word tank very loosely. 3-point is not tanking. It's a market low. I mean, what? Oh, hey, it's going down. My strategy ticking up. Video still trying to come up. Minor liquidity sweep down. ES having a hard time. Was about to pump. Now falling below the 100 MA again. We'll see. Down 50, down 40, down 60. Up 5, up 40, up 60, up 70, up 80. This might create a lower high and swipe down. See you, Seed. I reached my profit for today. Good job, Seed. Holding your own conviction. Good job. Alright, so far that's a lower high. ESR and flush. If it is, probably pretty hard. We'll see. Down 100, down 150, one contract long. Q30 man, looks like it wants to come down. Tapping that orb, that's the third time. ATR is now at 17.6. Up 20, up 30. Come on, wake up, wake up, wake up. Go, go, go. Up 80. ES starting to pump. That's a higher low for the ES. Higher low for the NQ. Not bad. Still could tank. We need a little pumpage. A little pumpage. Up 100, 125, 150, 160. Up 10 points, up 200. Let me check news. OpenAI to spend $100 billion on back servers for AI breakthrough. Canadians trade minister a positive sign that the U.S. has begun the formal USMCA process. Trump has asked justices to let him fire Fed Cook amid the court fight. So the Supreme Court asked for a response from Fed Cooks by Thursday. ES is trying to go. Nvidia coming up with it. MicroStrategy coming up with it. Palantir's up 2.4%. GME is up 0.5%. Will it continue? 170.
Order submitted.
I'm going break even. Could stop here. Could even stop us out and then go. ES is tanking. We're going to be stopped out. Could have took 200. And stopped. There it goes. That's a lower high. ES flushing down. Stop us out and then go. Bitcoin is starting to go up. Problem is, it's tapped that high orb so many times, I think it's just going to break it. ES is coiling up, high or low. This could be setting up for a pretty big pump. Yep, you were definitely right, Matt. Yesterday's highs definitely got hit. Now we'll go up 200 points today. Tap that trend line at 24,950, 60. Is the question. Bitcoin starting to edge up, Nvidia edging up. Pivot point to the upside, 24,816. Alright, that's a lower high. Tapping that top orb again. Start tanking. Nvidia is strong. MicroStrategy coming down a bit. Meta close flipping red. AMD flipping red. Thank you, 30-minute candle. Looks like it wants to pull back. ES looks like it wants to pull back to the at least the VWAP. Probably the gap fill though. I think if it breaks this top orb, we're We're going down that VWAP gap. Is at 6,693 for the ES. Could get a bounce, hold the trend line. Could just be a wick, and then go. Meta flipping red. Tap that trend line. Needs to get back above that orb. Tapping that pivot point. Orb and pivot point are at the same level right now. Top orb. Yep, staying patient. Could shoot up or break through the orb. Little more cautious approach today. Quad witching. It's got edge back risk. Can be a little more cautious. Fire strategy flipping red. AMD turning green. I've taken one trade and it was break even. A little above break even, like a tick or two. We're up $9. What's up, Sheik? Yes, sir. Got to keep it with one contract or less. Conviction is 11 out of 10 for a trade. I've adopted a little new strategy where the first 30 minutes we do 5 contracts. And then when volatility surmises, we start with 1. Just makes sense. A little more adaptive. It needs to be a little more adaptive. Like, I need to start rating the day out of a 1 to 5, 1 to 10 scale. And then adopting the contracts and the start to that. And you need to adapt to the conditions. And having a stagnant starting position like that is a little rough. And not optimal. This is coiling up in a consolidation zone right now. My strategy coming down, now down 0.4%. Nvidia is up 0.75% and coming up. I kind of think we're going to have a pretty hard wake up. But, I mean, we've held on to that orb. I'm in with 1. We'll see. ES is coming up. Nvidia's coming up. Only thing holding this down is really MicroStrategy. Bitcoin's even coming up. Could get a pretty hard pump up. We'll see. RSI is above that May as well. The ES 1 minute. We'll see. This could tank very easily. Don't be fooled. This could go very easily to the ES gap fill. Down 20, down 30. Meta flipping red. Down 100, down 150. Down 8 points. ES still hasn't hit yesterday's highs. Yeah, it still could go to the gap. Tapping the orb, tapping the trend line. Probably going to cut this loose if it breaks that trend line. Down 200. Meta might have flipped red. Yeah, it's starting to come down. May have to cut it. I'm cutting it. Negative 271 on that. Bitcoin starting to come down. ES is starting to reject. Nvidia is also starting to come down. Still could pump, but I'm not going to risk it. Falling and breaking that orb, breaking out of the trend line and pivot point. And I'm definitely not going to average into it. It's going to, again, very easily tank all the way down in the ES gap fill. And at that point, this cow will be blown more ways over than sunrise. It is a consolidation zone, so averaging in wouldn't be that crazy, but what I see, you know. Don't need that. Shaik, I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I agree with that, but I mean, come on, why? I'm trading. Why do I need to get political? Massive drop, we'll see trades. About to tap thank you 30-minute VWAP again. ES bounced off the VWAP to our SMA. Downside is definitely better. Meta now down 0.2%. MicroStrategy down 0.9%. Probably going to the gap fill. ES rejected VWAP as we speak. Thank you, 30 minutes after the VWAP. What's up, the beast? Has been a long time, my friend. We are back. Alright, let's see if Trump got off that call yet. Crypto Fear Green Index at 53, I have 100 neutral. Fear Green Index for the stock market 61, I have 100 greed. I believe Trump is still on that phone call. We have news at 11 in 40 minutes. Fed Mirren speaking. Then 1 p.m. US Baker Hughes to oil rig. 2:30 p.m. Fed Daily speaking. Then 3 p.m. probably after market though. It's probably going to get pushed. Trump signing executive orders. Check for a Trump tweet. Bouncing on the VWAP for now. Nvidia's up 0.5%. Tesla's up 2.4%. Google's up 0.4%. Amazon is up 0.8%. Microsoft up 0.75%. Meta down 0.08%. Apple up 1.3%. Netflix up 0.25%. MicroStrategy down 0.6%. Palantir up 2.4%. GME up 0.3%. Costco down 1.6%. Alibaba is up 1.5%. AveGo down 0.8%. AMD up 0.5%. And Bitcoin starting to trend up. ES bouncing off the VWAP to our SMA. Tap that top orb again. And pivot point 24,785. Still have not broken the 5-minute chart 21 EMA. NQ 5-minute chart. 21 exponential moving average. Still holding on. Where's the gap? ES gap is at 6,693. The gap for the NASDAQ in yesterday's close at 24,705. We're gapped up 75 points on the NASDAQ. Appreciate the follow and a total. Appreciate you. Trying to get over that top order pivot point as well. ES rejected from the 100 MA, still above the VWAP 200 SMA. UN Security Council decides not to permanently lift Iran sanctions.
Order filled.
Ooh, I got in right when it wicked up 70, up 80. Looking for a little wick, then I'll be out. Up 100. Up 170. A little more, a little more, a little more. One more wick up. May not get it. We're above the 15-minute orb. Up 145. 180.
Order
Taking that
filled.
too. Now we're only down 100 in that account. Not gonna hold on to it, even though I probably should have, but just not gonna do it just yet. MicroStrategy is still taking down. Meta still flip red. Nvidia is coming up. AMD is coming up. So has a chance. Bitcoin is coming up, but still a little shy. Let's see. ES wants to pump, but getting rejected again from the 100 MA. That should have been a about a 10-point, 9-point trade. Missed entry by literally a second. There are no missed opportunities, only the next one. Constant adaptation, innovation, just constant changes. Constant. Think you missed opportunity, you did not. Constant opportunities coming and going. ES is pumping as we speak. There it goes, breaking the trend line. Remove this now. Remove those. ES is coiling up. It's coiling up, trying to go. See. MicroStrategy starts pumping. Meta starts pumping. Might go. Bitcoin starting to fall. Pretty bullish wick on the NQ 30 minute. Nice bounce on the NQ 5. Tapping the orb again. That's a lower high again. ES tapping the 200 SMA again. Nvidia coming down. MicroStrategy coming down. Very bearish wick on the NQ 5 minute. I normally be shorting right here, but I think it's a weird enough strange week to actually pump it. Quad witching day. Nvidia strong. Wouldn't surprise me if it fell, but I'm kind of leaning towards shenanigans up. Amazon's up 1% as well. Tesla up 2.4. ES does look primed for a pump. Nvidia's coming up. We're above the 15-minute order, above that pivot point again. They might just be manipulating it up so they can set it down. A little unsure. Liquidate. Just staying patient. Unsure what they want to do. The wick down to the ES gap fill makes sense. It is quad witching day. Low abnormal week because it's FOMC week. So they could very easily pump it. But the gap fill being tapped does make sense. Only problem with that right now is the ES is above the VWAP 200 SMA. It does keep tapping it, so it could break, but it keeps tapping the other direction and it's coiling up. I'm kind of seeing a rollover. Nvidia is still strong. MicroStrategy starting to pump up. Bull case is here. All-time high for the NASDAQ futures and high of today at 24,817. Do see the bull case. You got a lot of people shorting when it broke that 15-minute orb, and now when it broke it again. I'll take a stab at it. We'll see. Nvidia coming up now 1%. MicroStrategy coming up above the orb again. We'll see. A 5. It needs to break through that trend line. I don't fully love it, but It is there. It could really liquidity sweep this down. But I also think a lot of people are shorting. Shorting at that orb being broke. This consolidation, it may liquidity sweep down, then go. We'll see. Come on, wake up. You know you want to. MicroStrategy coming up. Video coming up. ES did fall below the 100 MA again. That's not good. Down 180, down 150. Also, if they tap that 21 EMA on the NQ5 minute, they'll probably break it this time. Also with the VWAP and everything for the ES. They've tapped it a lot. Could start waterfalling down 200. ES about to tap 200 SMA and VWAP again. Video starts coming down. This is not going to be good. My strategy is ticking up. See, down 150, down 160, one contract long. Down 8 points. Down 230, down 240. ES type of 200 SMA. Bad type of 21 EMA on the NQ5. The video coming down. My strategy starting to tick. Bitcoin coming down. It's good. Start waterfalling. Go to that gap. That's a lower high on the NQ5 minute. Lower high. Down 300, down 320.
Order.
Adding 2. In with 3. Down 4, down 5. 3 contracts long. Down 10 points. Tapping the 21 EMA on like 5 minute. ES about to flush the VWAP. Down 7. Down 6. Down 10 points. Looking for a higher low. We'll see. The video is starting to pump up. See if it can hold. My strategy is still coming down. Problem is, ES has tapped this VWAP a lot. I'd be very surprised if it held. Same with this NQ5 minutes 20 map. It is a strange day. Higher high. Back to futures I see. That's pretty much all we trade, Edwin. Besides the random day we're trading Bitcoin. But I long-term trade Bitcoin. Down 7. Down 750, down 780, down 800. ES flushing through the VWAP. Could start waterfall in here. Good flush now. Let's pivot point 24,752. Bitcoin is starting to fall. The video is still here. Down 1100, down 12. Tapping the VWAP, tapping the trend line. It's down 20 points. Not gonna add just yet. I'm gonna wait for a liquidity sweep of that trend line. At this point, the ES is probably gonna fall to the gap. But I'll give this trade the best odds. Tap the NQ 30-minute VWAP as well. Yeah, I'm willing to play with this account though. It's a weird day. I'm willing to play with it. That's why I've only been trading this account today. Haven't touched any other ones for a reason. Down 1100, down 12, 3 contracts long, down 13. Try to break outside that trend line. Probably gonna wick down that pivot point. Wouldn't make sense. At this point, we're against a lot. Even Nvidia starting to tick. We're below the 20 EMA on the NQ 5-minute chart. This would be the one time it would pump right at the trend line before wicking. We'll see. Hopefully not. Would be our luck though. If it goes up 50 points, we're fine. Alright, this long is against trend right now. We are downtrending. I have to know it. My strategy starting to tick up. About to tap that pivot point. Probabilities are going down. It's probably better to cut this, but I'm going to risk this account. But you are not a victim of your trading. You can constantly adapt. I could cut this 1100, save this account for another day. I'm willing to risk this account for today. Even though the probabilities are turning less and less as we go. ES being below the VWAP to our estimate, 100 MA, getting so close to the gap, it's probably going to just flush the gap. NQ 30 minutes, tapping the VWAP, probably just going to flush it as well. We could get a bounce of 24,749. Bitcoin's coming out as well. Tapping the pivot point. We're below the 20 EMA. Also could have put a stop. Entered up here. Could have put a stop right below this wick. Plenty of things you can do. You're not a victim of your trading. Flush it down 17, down 18. I want to see it get above the VWAP down. Low liquidity sweep down. See if we can send it up. I'm in. In 15, down 8. Looking for a pump up above that trend line. Let's see if we get it. Full risk. Down 24. 1,000 away from blowing. 1,500 away. Let's see if we get it. It's either going or it's not. It's either going to flush out that ES or not. Willing the rest of the account. We'll see if we get it. 1,000 away from blowing. 500 away. Time of the trend line again. 500 away from blowing. Down 3,500. 50 contracts long. About to blow. On, pump up. Go, go, go. ES is so close to the gap, flushing down. It's probably gone. And gone. Push order quantity to 1. Rotate accounts. Quad witching day. Quad witching day. The U.S. House passes the stopgap funding bill, sending it to the Senate for consideration. The House is voting on funding the government through November 21st. The GOP version. Alright, we have news in 15 minutes. Fed, Mirren speaking, then 1 p.m. U.S. Baker Hugh. Oil rig, 2:30 p.m. Fed daily speaking. Then 3 p.m. Trump signing executive orders. Pivot point down there at 24,710. Bitcoin's tanking. ES is starting to pump. Get above that VWAP. America, let's go. This could go to the NQ gap. Yesterday's close, NQ gap at 24,705. We'll go there. Pretty good pivot point at 24,650. 100 points away. ES trying to create a higher low, go up. Bitcoin take it down. My strategy is still coming down, now down 2.1%. Should go up. I'm in with 2. Up 400. Taking out 6. Wow, that wick was crazy. Woo. That was a lucky entry. Now we're up 628 in that account, but we blew 1. Crazy part is I was about to go in 5, and that would have been 1500. But we're good with 6. That was a easy, quick. What is that? 55, 15, 16 points. Very nice. You cannot time those. That was just all luck. Crazy wick. That could be news as well. I was about to go in with 2 right here and then put a stop. Got lucky. Sometimes you get lucky. We were second too late on that last one, remember. Second too late. Should have been up like 300-400 in that one account. Got 9-10 points. Instead, it gave it to us on this one. Little more. That is a liquidity sweep up, by the way, but it's quad witching. So the volatility has spiked up. Now we're above the NQ 30-minute VWAP. ES is tapping the VWAP to our SMA, rejecting for now. ES fill that gap. Just like I said, it would. I should listen to my gut more. Need to execute off my gut. There's been about 3 times the past 3 days, and I have not listened at all. Going against it, seeing some different things. Go with my intuition a little more, execute a little better. Appreciate the follow, Kaiser. If you guys are new here, smash that like button, follow the channel, subscribe. Little weird day, but still trading regardless, gain the experience. Not gonna lie, I caught that too. No way, Edwin. You caught that? Who caught that? Who caught that long? I was about to long that anyway. Who caught that? Who caught that? Who's in long right there? Some people caught that from here. They were in at 24,735 off this trend line bounce. Some people caught that entire move. Lucky us, indeed, Edwin, indeed. Alright, China, President Xi. So that's what this was. China, President Xi and Trump hold pragmatic, positive, and constructive talks. U.S. still prevent unilateral pressures. The U.S. should not impact outcomes for trade talks. China's position on TikTok is clear. The Chinese government respects wishes of firms. China-U.S. relations very important. Talk with Trump were very positive and constructive. EU callous. The violation of Estonia's airspace by Russian military aircraft is an extremely dangerous provocation. So does that mean China is not willing to do TikTok? China's position on TikTok is clear. The Chinese government respects the wishes of firms. What's the wishes of firms? The U.S. should prevent undermining outcomes achieved in talks. Putin is testing the West's resolve. We must not show weakness. 4 minutes until Fed Mirren is speaking. 4 minutes. Topping the VWAP again, trying to get above it. ES is below the VWAP to our SMA, 100 MA. Thank you, 5 minute. About to tap the 21 EMA. About to tap it. Nice live, thanks. Appreciate it, Jo. I'm just adding too short. Good luck, trades. Good luck. This is a strange day. Doesn't have to do what you anticipate. It should continue to come down, probably to the NQ gap. But if the NQ 30-minute reclaims this VWAP, which it's trying to do, and especially if it gets above that orb, if it gets above that 15-minute orb at 24,785, that pivot point breaks the trend line, we're probably going to the high of day. Before that, an indicator would be the ES climbing above the VWAP to our SMA 100 MA. If it does that, it's probably going to go. Early indicator before that, it's tapping the 20 MA as we speak. If it climbs up it with conviction and actually takes it over with support on the next candle or two, probably going to go. But it's a strange day, hard to read, quad witching day, more volatile, just an abnormal week in general. So don't expect anything to be normal. You can still predict some patterns, but it's a little stranger. You just need to downsize the risk a little bit. But do what's best for you. Marshall, have a good weekend, brother. Not pushing my luck anymore. See you Monday. See you Monday, Marshall. Hopefully you ended green. Wish you all the best, Marshall. Hopefully you ended green. Didn't risk too much today. It honestly hasn't been that bad, but one-third here. JL size 1/4 of size today. I size 1/5 from the new strategy. I'm usually starting with 5 contracts in the first 30 minutes, but I downsized to 1. Also, could have went to micros, but that's doing too much. I'll just stick with 1 mini, aka 10 micros, but 1 mini contract. I see trades downsides 1/3. Good. That's probably a safe play. Yeah. Marshall was 1K, now up 2K. So green day overall. Good job, Marshall. What's up, man? Very nice trading, Marshall. You guys are holding your own conviction, which is good too. You're not following me. Very nice. ES tapping the VWAP, 21 EMA on the NQ 5-minute chart being tapped. We're above the NQ 30-minute VWAP as well. It may start uptrending. We'll see. Could very easily, though, break that NQ up 5 minutes 20 man and go back down. Does not have to continue up, but the ES is pumping hard. My strategy coming up, at least briefly. It will go up at some point, just don't know where or when. That's kind of a double top. This could keep tagging. Bitcoin still coming down. MicroStrategy starting to come down. Nvidia trying to hold at a 0.5% up. This might be a breakup, but I'm done for the day. Good evening. Good evening, good evening. Appreciate trades. It rejected the NQ 5 minutes 20 May. Rejected the VWAP as well. MicroStrategy coming down. Tapping the NQ 30 minute VWAP. That is a lower high, by the way, so this could continue to downtrend. Alright, everything's indicating this is coming down. See. So far, it's right. We're still gapped up 45 points. Fed Mirren is speaking. I will give a full counting of dissent in Monday's speech. I was the bottom dot on the SEP. Removal of the migrants will have inflationary impact. Charges in border policy in recent years have been a big inflation driver. No discernible core goods inflation in the US versus elsewhere. I don't see inflation from tariffs. Chinese President Xi Jinping on TikTok. Welcome business talks following market rules. I don't see a statement from Trump just yet. ES created a lower low. MicroStrategy now down 2.5%. Meta now down 0.3%. GameStop down 0.12%. Costco down 1.7%. ApeGo down 1%. QCOM down 0.8%. Adobe down 0.65%. AMD flipping red again. Bitcoin down 1.3% now. ES about to tap the gap fill again. See if this creates a double bottom or if it truly tanks. NQ 30 minutes starting to look bearish. Everything was indicating it was coming down. It's coming down. These spot 20 points so far. Alright, they're trying to create a double bottom. Let's see if it if they have enough juice. See if they got enough juice. Yes, climbing up. So far, bounce to 12 points. Video is starting to tick up. ES is pumping. Keep pumping, tap that pivot point. $24,752 pivot point. Probably a double bottom. Gotta confirm, wait for confirmation though. Bitcoin still wants flush. MicroStrategy dipping hard. MicroStrategy is now down 2.8%. AMD back red. I don't know if it has the juice. $32 points away from the gap fill on the NASDAQ futures. Yesterday's close at 24,705. Will this double bottom hold? All saying long term, yes, but short term, it can do whatever it wants. Long term, we do need to cool off. Very much need that. Probably by like 500 points. May not get that far, but we do need a little cool off period. The thing is hot. ES try to flush. Nvidia trying to come up. I'll be in with one. I'm gonna have a stop on it though. Probably gonna get stopped out, but I'm willing.
Order submitted.
It's gonna be right below this wick. I want the double bottom to come to fruition. We'll probably hold this for a while too. 15 point stop, nothing crazy. One contract. We'll lose like 300, it's not a big deal. Alright, we stopped out quick. Down 200, down 190, down 220. One contract long, down 250, and stopped out immediately. Alright. Alright. Down 300 in that account. May try it again. The liquidity sweep down, send it up. Got burned once. Am I going to do it again? Yeah, it's starting to waterfall a little bit. Man, they want to bounce it, but is it manipulation? I think so. My strategy's down 3.4% now. It's hard to go against it, but the reward potential is there. Also, it needs to cool up here. We're below the Yankee 30-minute VWAP, ES VWAP, 200 SMA, 100 MA. Makes sense for them to keep pushing this down. I see Nvidia trying to come up though. My strategy now trying to come up. Trying to see if they want to fill the gap on NQ. That's 35 points down. Be wicked out again for another 300 with that stop. I'll take a stab at it. Why not?
Order submitted.
The reward potential is immense, especially if it starts uptrending. I like where a bounce could be, where these candles could form, if the NQ30 minute can go. But also the gap fill makes sense too. That's why I'm putting a stop. Take a little risk. We need Bitcoin to start edging up, which it's trying to do. If it is start edging up, it's just holding for now. We'll see. Right back down. Down 180, down 170. We're not going to try it again after this. Battery be stopped out. One tick away. Come on, pump up. You know you want to. We need a video to go. Those want to. Tight stop too. Down 200, down 220. Video trying to pump up. ES trying to bounce. Bitcoin's coming down. They're probably going to flush it. We're going to be stopped. ES is trying. Here we go. And I mean, Nvidia is pumping up, but I'd be surprised. 1 point away. Down 250.
Order filled.
And stopped. There it is. Layer T, Sonny. I'm not going to mess around with it anymore. Even though ES is positioned, it wants to go. This would be a beautiful place for the NQ 30 minutes around. I think it's magneting to the gap fill though. Tried it twice, not going to get burned a third time. Google flipping right now. That's why I put a stop though. Down 550 in that account. The reward potential was there. It is still there, but tried twice, got burned twice. Gonna wait. Edwin, I don't monetize the short stream. The revenue is not there, but I do monetize the regular YouTube stream. Make break even. The multi-streaming setup costs about $1 a day to run. I really don't mind either way. It's for documentation, also build a community, which we already have. The 2-week break hurt a little bit, but we'll be back. We'll be back later next week. Probably to all-time high viewership. Maybe the week after that. Man, they want to pump it up, but the gap fill is magneting. ES really wants to go. I'm not going to get burned a third time though. So I'm just going to let it go if it goes. It will hurt a little bit. Google back green. Third time's the charm. Oh boy. I don't know about this case. I'm just gonna let it go. My strategy is coming up. Google did flip green. Nvidia looking too weak. Bitcoin is starting to edge up. Forward potential is there. ES is below the gap. ES is flipped red. Fed mirroring, getting to the neutral rate, half point at a time is reasonable. That would be nice. Docket, new thing on the docket today, 12 p.m. Senate vote on stopgap bill. That happens in 40 minutes. A little introspection today. Just going against trend too much. Trend was up here, then it changed. Going against it a little too much. Pretty much all longs today. I don't even think we shorted once. That's long. Long. Long, stopped out break even, could have made 200. Long, stop out for a loss. Long, a little profit, 2 contracts, so we were only down 100. 3 trades, and then averaging in, and then blown. Yeah, just going against trend too much. Yes, starting to pop. I'm not making sense of this market. I'm negative today as well. Down 551, but we're up 630 in another, so they canceled out. But down one account. Was trading that account because I really didn't care about it. That's why I was trading it till blue. That's why normally I'm trade in, out. So one trade per account. Decided to only trade this account because it is quad witching day. But honestly, it hasn't been, it's a little weird, a little more choppy, but it's a Friday, that's to be expected. Not as volatile, a little, the wicks are there, and that's quad witching related, just the volatility from it. But it's not so volatile and just out of the ordinary, that's hard, like it's abnormal. It's not really that abnormal, it's weird, but it's not abnormal. It's weird. It should be making some moves. It doesn't, but it's not that out of normal. It's still trending down, being fine, with some wicks up here and there. But volatility is surmising a little bit. Not really that bad. I'm just executing very poorly. Alright, we're 20 points away from the gap fill in NQ. Yesterday's close at 24,705. Low pre-market also coincides with the 100 MA on NQ 30-minute chart and a pivot point. 24,656. 24,656. We have some news to catch up on while we wait for a trade. Let's do this.
Good time, everybody. Well, I hope you had a good time, everybody. We had a good.
This is President Trump gaggling with the press on Air Force One yesterday. He left UK, was in UK, left and returning to Washington. And he is in Washington now. Took a phone call with Xi Jinping at 8 a.m. But this is yesterday.
Really good day and a half.
Catch up on news.
Any questions?
Market's starting to pump. So if we did the average in strategy, 1, 2, it would have worked. Let's see. He has started pump. So the bullish momentum was there. I wasn't crazy. That would be a good place for it to bounce. Bitcoin's coming up. Wasn't crazy, just execution wasn't there. Also, minimizing losses with the stop. Could have very easily went to the gap fill, so there are no missed opportunities on the next. Only down 500. It's not a big deal. We have 4,000 left in drawdown in that account.
I think being with King Charles,
it's not bad.
Wonderful guy.
Hurts a little bit, but it can go.
The artwork. I saw more paintings than any human being has ever saw, and statues. But they treated us great. They treated our country great. And that, I view that as being really respect for our country the way they did it. Because last night was beautiful. And, you had the biggest business people in the world there. That was respect for our country.
JL says, seriously, nice channel. You will do very well. We'll see. The quality has to get better in all regards. Have to trade a little better. Structure the stream a little better. Just have more segments, but we'll get there eventually. The simulator needs to come out, but I'm not going to talk about that too much until it's ready. Simulator mentorship. There's a lot of plans, a lot of adaptation, innovation needs to be had, but we'll get there eventually.
Mr. President, have you had conversations conversations with I'm trying to start. Have you had conversations with Secretary Rubio or any of your military leaders about possible regime change in Venezuela?
No, I haven't.
You haven't had any discussions about plans or how to make it happen?
No, I haven't.
Mr. President, you mentioned in your remarks at the press conference something about Bagram and bringing it back to the U.S.
I'd like to get Bagram back.
Do you know how you plan to do that, sir?
They need a lot from us, and I'd like to get it back. It should have never been given. Bagram should have never been given the airbase. That was gross incompetence to give that up. You know, it's one of the most powerful bases in the world in terms of runway strength and length. The strength and length. You could land anything on there. You could land a planet on top of it. Can you imagine they gave it up for nothing? Just, oh, let's leave. And it's an hour away from where they make their missiles, China.
Obviously, the majority of everyone agrees the Afghanistan withdrawal was necessary. Do you think, though, chat, we should have given up the biggest air base in Afghanistan, Bagram? Should we have given it up? Should we not have? Biden just pulled everything, left billions of dollars of equipment. Now you see that in Afghanistan parades, as you probably saw on Twitter. Do you think we should have given up that strategic air base, supposedly 3 hours or 1 hour away from where China develops nuclear capabilities? To me personally, I think we shouldn't have. We should have kept it for strategic reasons, just like we keep bases just in other countries, normally allied countries, but also enemy, etc., for strategic reasons. Probably should have kept it. Also got all the equipment out, billions of dollars. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you think? What do you think, chat? Should we have kept it? Yes or no?
It's been a month since you're meeting.
Yes or no, chat?
It's been a month since you're meeting with President Putin. Is it time for a ceasefire to come?
Doesn't feel like it. But at the right time, if I have to do it, it'll be harsh.
Mr. President, can I ask a question about something you said earlier this week? You said,
Mr. President, regarding Antifa, what you posted. NPR, sir.
Yes.
When regarding
Are they still here?
we are.
Are they still here? Oh, good. Congratulations.
Regarding designating them a terrorist
What
organization.
is he talking about? He's talking about a news station being gone.
Antifa, what you posted. NPR, sir.
NPR. Thought they were gone.
Still here?
We are.
Are they still here? Oh, good. Congratulations.
He said it won't be for long.
Terrorist organization. When they don't have defined leadership or membership, how do you target them?
Who doesn't?
Antifa.
We're going to find out, right? We're going to see. People have been talking about it for a long time. We're going to see. Did they have anything to do with your network? Okay. Well, we're going to find out. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. President, you said earlier this week that the women who yelled at you, who were protesting when you were at Joe Stonecrab, should be in jail. Do you actually think that that is an offense that deserves jail time?
I don't know how they got in there, but certainly I thought it was very inappropriate. And they said things that were and it was a question of when you take a look at the way they acted, the way they behaved. Yeah, I think they were a threat.
You think that deserves jail?
You agree with it?
I think they're a nasty organization.
But you think they deserve jail?
Well, I don't know. What's your Congress focus on? What are your top priorities with Congress?
We're going to finish the wars. We have a couple of them going, as you know. You look at Gaza, you look at Russia, Ukraine. We're working on that, and I'm working with Congress on it, but I think we'll get it. You know, we did do 7. We actually did more than 7, which people don't like to talk about. But I'd say that and the economy, always the economy, especially bringing down the oil further. If we get the oil down, that war ends.
Here's a subject that I don't think a lot of people talk about. I've been talking to a lot of American truck drivers in the last couple of weeks, and I'm asking them what their biggest concern is. They tell me some of these foreign truck drivers, they come to schools here in America, Utah and California to be specific. They get fast-tracked through the system. A lot of them don't speak English, which I know you did an EO about speaking English. But they're causing a dangerous situation on the road.
Yeah,
That's what they're telling me. I don't know what we can do about it.
I don't like it. I see the one, he had the accident, couldn't read a sign, didn't know what was happening. Yeah, no, I'm not in favor of that at all. to speak English.
So, President, Salam Adani said that he would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he comes to New York City because of the ICC warrant.
I think that's inappropriate.
Would you intervene if that came up?
Yeah. It's inappropriate.
Mr. President, we asked TV News viewers the questions they would like to ask of you and the Prime Minister today. The main question was, would you please swap jobs with him? And the second question behind that was really, why are we in the UK moving towards Europe when Europe is failing and America is flying?
Well, look, I think the UK has a tremendous asset known as the North Sea. And it's loaded up with it. You know, they like to say, well, it's really diminished. It's not. And there are lots of areas out there that haven't been found. Look at Norway. You know, it's the same kind of a thing. They've become so rich. And for UK or other parts of Europe to take, I mean, especially UK, to buy oil from Norway, they haven't. But they don't want to do it. If they would drill in the North Sea, if they would...
Because of the crazy greenhouse or green energy deal that the European nations hold. They limit their energy capabilities by a lot by not drilling. They have to buy from other countries, Iran, etc., Russia, etc., etc. And also, yesterday or the day before, I believe yesterday, the UK and President Trump signed a technology prosperity deal with the UK. So, just a little added news. This is on the this is President Trump gaggling from Air Force One yesterday.
They've made it impossible for people.
Do you think it starts with energy?
It's a tremendous asset.
Yeah.
And it's tremendously valuable. And there's a lot of oil left. They've been drilling there for a long time, but there's a lot of oil. And there's a lot of oil out there that hasn't been found yet. And with new drilling techniques, when they think a well is closed, the new drilling techniques, you can drill for another 50 years. It's crazy. It's such a valuable asset, and instead they're putting these stupid windmills all over the place. And every time you put up a windmill, it costs the country millions of dollars a year to have that horrible thing turned. It's ugly, it's bad for the environment, it kills the birds, and beyond that, it costs a fortune. And you know, you should make money with energy, you shouldn't lose money. With windmills you lose, including those massive solar fields, you know, that take up all the farmland. And you know, they are black plastic from China. You ever see what happens
China.
when the birds land? They get fried because it's hot. So it's you don't need a sauce. You don't need a stove. No, a bird lands on it, it's over. Why do they say it's great for the environment? You know, the lunatics. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, last week in the Oval Office, I asked you about if Ilhan Omar should be censored. Congress censored her, and I just want to get your reaction to that.
They did censor her. Good. When did this happen?
Yesterday.
Yeah, good. I think she's terrible. I think she should be impeached. I think she's terrible. Was she originally from Somalia? So how are they doing this? How's their government? Do they have a president? Do they have a council? Do they have anything? Do they have police? I love these people that come from a place with nothing, no anything, and then they tell us how to run our country. Now, I think if she got censured, that's great. If she got impeached, that's even better. They impeached me twice for nothing, and they impeached me knowing the Republicans are on my side, so they knew it was just. But they impeached me twice. She should be impeached, and it should happen fast. What she says is out of line. Yeah, go ahead. Anybody?
Mr. President, who would you like to see? Mr. President, are you going to ask Brendan Carr to weigh in on other late-night hosts that you have
Jimmy Kimmel.
Host is on network television. There is a licensing. I'll give you an example. I read someplace that the networks were 97% against me. I got 97% negative, and yet I won it easily. I won all 7 swing states, popular, I won everything. And if they're 97% against, they give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It will be up to Brendan Carr. I think Brendan Carr is outstanding. He's a patriot. He loves our country, and he's a tough guy. So we'll have to see.
Why is that not a free speech issue?
When you think about this, 97% of the stories are opposed to me, and yet I win easily the election. It's pretty amazing when you think of it. That shows they have no credibility. Go ahead.
I was just going to agree with. I mean, could you use that same logic with news? If someone
in the old days, I remember in the old days that every 4 or 5 years, a network would reapply for its license, and the license is free. You know, they get this valuable thing for free, and they'd reapply for a license. And if they did something wrong, well, I beat George Stephanopoulos, Slopadopoulos, I call him, George Slopadopoulos. They had to pay me $15 million for what he said. I beat CBS for much more money than that, including advertising and other things, much more money, because they totally changed the answer that Kamala gave on a question. I mean, they didn't change it. They took it out and put a different answer in. And they didn't want to go to court with that. That's a tough one to go to court with. So, no, I think that if you remember, years ago, I remember as a kid, they would file, it was a big deal every 4 or 5 years, and I don't know, you don't hold me exact, but it was like 4 or 5 years they'd have to file for a license extension. I don't hear about that. The only one that I've heard even bring it up is Brendan Carr. I think Brendan Carr is doing a great job, and I think he's a great patriot.
Do you agree with Ryan about news?
What do you think about the fact that you attend an event in England, a state visit, it's spectacular,
Right.
and yet the Mayor of London can't be there?
I didn't want him there. I asked that he not be there. I don't want them. I think the Mayor of London, Khan, is among the worst mayors in the world. And we have some bad ones. If you look at Chicago, but I think he's the equivalent of the mayor of Chicago. I think he's done a terrible job. Crime in London is through the roof. The Mayor of London, Mayor Khan, has done a terrible job. And on immigration, he's a disaster. No, I asked that he not be there. He wanted to be there, as I understand. I didn't want him. I've not liked him for a long time. I just think, you know, I have a certain pride in London and UK. My mother was born in Scotland, as you know. And when I see Mayor Khan do a bad job, the stabbings and the dirt and the filth. It's not the same. No, I didn't want him there.
And the Prime Minister said to you, when I asked about, are we a Christian
Mute
country,
it.
his answer was that he was christened. But he's quoted in newspapers.
Who was right?
The Prime Minister said, I was christened, he said today, this afternoon, as though that explained whether we were a Christian country. But he's actually been quoted as saying, 2 years ago, saying he was an atheist. He's a committed atheist. Is he the kind of guy that says something when you're there? And,
I don't think. Look, I think he's a very nice man. I really do. His wife is nice. And you know, we live for a day and a half. And you know, the thing I most disagree. I guess I disagree with him on two things: immigration.
I'm not muted anymore.
Very rough.
I'm not gonna reset it. It's fine.
And energy. As I said, you know, the North Sea. If I had that, I'd make a fortune with it. Look at Norway's accounts. Look at the cash Norway has. And they have the same thing we're talking about. I don't even know if they have as much. But that's a tremendous asset. So those two things. But
you got the feeling.
I mean, I get along with him great. I think he's a really fine person.
You got the feeling today that business is keen to invest in the UK? Because it doesn't feel like that when you live there.
Well, we made a deal with the UK.
People and businesses investing in the UK, that is hilarious. As much as the European Union and everything is finding Google, just Facebook, Meta, just all our tech companies, obscene amounts of money, 600 billion here, 200 billion here, a couple hundred million here. I mean,
And some of those companies have been
funny.
in the UK, but there's always strings to the US. You know, I help them. I mean, I help them. I want to help them. I want them to be strong as a country. I think it's important that the UK be strong. And we're so strong financially that we can get people to do other things.
Mr. President, we're trying to talk to you about Ukraine. Did the Prime Minister talk to you about Ukraine? He indicated he did. What were his arguments for what you
Well,
should
he was
do?
really a little bit embarrassed that he's rightfully that I called Europe, you know, NATO countries, EU countries. You can call it either way because they're very similar. But that I caught them buying oil from Russia, and he said that's not good. I mean, I appreciated that he said that. He said that's not good. Now, how about that? We're supposed to do all this stuff, and they're buying oil from Russia. That's not good. Do you agree? That's about pretty much all we do.
Did he say that he would be
I'd
open
like to
to?
have to do something. But he also agrees they have to stop buying oil from Russia.
Did he say that they would also be willing to do sanctions? That he would be willing to do sanctions
That
on
he would
Russia?
do sanctions, yes.
I personally think the European countries, the NATO countries to be specific, are going to temporarily stop buying oil from Russia just to appease their getting citizens, getting good graces for potential votes in upcoming elections, yada, 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 and to stop the war. A lot of people want that war to stop, so they're going to do it for the population, etc., etc. At least the short term. I don't think they can do it long term, but especially with the crazy energy policies they hold. But short term, I think it's feasible.
And he's not one of the culprits in terms of the oil from Russia.
Mr. President, Governor John Shapiro said that your administration is cherry-picking violence that is okay and violence that is not okay. What is your response to that?
It's just violence, and it's violence that you don't have to have. Look, in D.C., we took one of the most dangerous cities in the world. And you can walk down, you can take your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you want to take. You can take them out to dinner tonight in D.C., and you're going to be safe. It's really safe. We did a great job. We're going to do the same job in Memphis, and we're going to Chicago. And I told you, the head of the Union Pacific, who's a great gentleman, a great businessman, started as a low-level railroad. He calls himself a railroader. It's a cool story. 45 years later, he's the chairman of the Union Pacific. He said, sir, you have to save Chicago. It's a great city. You can't let it go. And when he said that, I said, I don't really have time to wait a couple of months. Last weekend, they lost 11 people were murdered and 28 people were shot. That's not shot at. That means actually in. 100 were shot at and missed. That's what I call dangerous. And Pritzker's going
Bless
out
me,
and saying,
bless me, bless me.
we've got crime under control. Now, it
What's
went
up,
down a little
diplomat?
bit Because for 5 months ago, I put the FBI there, and they've done a good job. But that's limited what they can do. What we
Really?
need is
Trade says the UK is investing in universities quite a lot. I see technology investments and developments coming for the next decade. Potentially, I heard the regulations are pretty bad though. I mean, just because they're investing in the universities, I mean, they still have a very, like, liberal problem. Like, they're very liberal and they're cracking down on free speech. They really need to solve that free speech and get the regulations down for innovation and creators to really thrive. And finding technology companies, they could just be doing it foreign. I haven't heard anything about them doing it to, like European technology companies, only the US, Google, Meta. So possibly it's only Europe to US thing, UK to US thing. But it's interesting. Possibly.
Is our big, strong soldiers to get them into shape. We're not letting Chicago fail. And we're going to get started in Memphis. We'll be very successful, just like we were in D.C. And we're going to have to stay in D.C. for a while because, you know, you leave, people have a tendency to come back. Now, remember, we took 1,500 people out of there, pretty permanently out of there. We took career criminals, really bad murderers and other things. We took them out of D.C. They're not coming back. You don't take them. If they come back, you're just wasting your time. So we took them out and they're not coming back. We brought many of them back to the country from which they came. What Biden did to our country is it's not believable. And to me, that's worse than the inflation he caused. It's worse what he did to our country by allowing 25 million people, which is the real number, to come in, many of whom should never be here, by emptying jails into our country and emptying mental institutions into our country. What Biden and his people, because I don't even think it was him, I think he didn't know what was happening, but what that radical left group of people did to our country will never be forgotten. Okay, have a good trip, everybody.
One more.
All right.
Just one last question. Who would you like to see replace Kimmel? Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
Well, a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel look, he was fired, he had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent, and more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings. But he had no ratings. His ratings were worse than Colbert, I think. They got rid of Colbert, which was a good thing to do. And look, that's something that should be talked about for licensing too. When you have a network and you have evening shows and all they do is hit Trump, that's all they do. If you go back, I guess they haven't had a conservative on in years or something, somebody said. But when you go back and you take a look, all they do is hit Trump. They're licensed. They're not allowed to do that. They're an arm of the Democrat Party. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Fly safely. You know why I say that? Because I'm on the flight.
I want to get home.
Otherwise, I wouldn't care.
Can we just have one word on how beautiful all the women looked last night? Caroline and your wife and
Well, I'm not
Catherine,
allowed
just
to
one
say that
love. You
politically
are.
because it could be the end of my
Give me
career.
permission to say it.
However, I'll say it anyway. The women look beautiful. You look beautiful. The women look really beautiful. You're right. Our superstar over here looked great.
Look beautiful.
That's Caroline.
Amazing.
Has she done a good job?
Yeah,
What did you eat, by the way?
Everybody was great. Even the men looked beautiful. Okay. It's hard not to look beautiful in that room. That was one of the coolest rooms. That room was built for a table, but the table happened to carry 200 people. You know, it was like,
What did you eat? What did you eat?
whatever the hell they served. I don't know. Whatever they served, I had.
Do you have a Diet Coke?
Did Melania enjoy her time with Princess Kate
She did.
today?
She thought she was great. I did too. I sat with her last night. Melania went with her today. She thought she was great. A very wonderful person. She went through a lot too. But hopefully that's all gone. You know, that's good. She was great. William is wonderful. I've known him from before. And I knew Charles as a prince, and I now know him as a king, and he's doing very well. Really. It was a lovely trip. And I thought the press was really nice. It was beautiful. You know, I watched this morning, I watched a little bit last night. It looks so beautiful. Like from a different age, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not an age of trouble. But we're getting rid of the trouble. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good
you so
flight.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
very
President.
much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Speaking of the UK and just the king and stuff, it's a ceremonial position mostly. It's very interesting how they hold very little, like, they hold influence and power over the general public, but it's a ceremonial position mostly. And the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, obviously, is the main one with the power and influence. It's interesting, you know, you think of a king, you know, a dictator has ultimate power, ultimate say, but that got delegated to the Prime Minister. Okay, so we have news. In 10 minutes, Senate vote on stopgap bill. And then 1 p.m. US Baker Hughes total oil rig. 2:30 p.m. Fed daily speaking. There's also going to be more volatility from this quad witching day. Iran's UN envoy, Iran's foreign minister, will meet with the European counterparties in New York next week. The envoy from Iran also says the door to diplomacy is not closed. Indian's trade minister Ghali likely to visit U.S. soon for trade talks. Trump said I would go to China in the early part of next year, and President Xi would likewise come to the United States at an appropriate time. Trump said for the Xi Jinping call, he said, I agree with President Xi that we would meet at the APEC summit in South Korea. I appreciate the TikTok approval. Okay, so TikTok approval from Xi Jinping, supposedly. That's coming from Trump. See, made progress on many very important issues. Because I believe Xi Jinping said something a little different. Like it has to be Xi Jinping on TikTok, welcome business talks following market rules. So it has to follow the market rules. Trump said, I just completed a very productive call with President Xi. I will be speaking again by phone. Made progress on many very important issues. And then we're caught up. Very interesting. Let's see if he has anything on Truth Social. We made progress on many very important issues, including trade, fentanyl, and need to bring the war between Russia and Ukraine to an end. Also, and the approval of a TikTok deal from Trump. He said the call was a very good one, and we'll be speaking soon. All right. I wonder what we had to give up or just discount a little bit for the TikTok deal. NQ was 2 points away from filling the gap at 24,705. The gap's still there, but NQ 30 minutes bouncing, getting above the NQ 30 minute VWAP as we speak. ES is still below the VWAP 200 SMA, 100 MA. Bitcoin's ticking up, still down 1%. Nvidia only up 0.1%. Apple's up 2.1%. Netflix is up 1%. MicroStrategy up 0.7%. Amazon up 0.8%. Google up 0.3%. Tesla falling a little bit, but still up 1.7%. MicroStrategy down 2.5%. Netflix is up 1%. Palantir up 3.5%. GameStop up 0.8%. Costco down 1.5%. Alibaba up 1%. Abeco down 0.3%. AMD down 0.8%. QCOM down 0.6%. AMD, Adobe is down 0.9%. Voyager Technologies is down 0.8%. Robinhood is up 1.7%. And then Ethereum is down 2.5%. Solana is down 4% for the day. XRP is down 2%, and Doge is down 4.2%. Let's see where metals are at. Silver spot price. Let's see where silver's at. Let's go. I like looking at it from JM. So silver's back to all-time highs, up $1 an ounce for the day, floating around $23 an ounce of silver. Gold is at $3,684 an ounce of silver, up $32 for the day. Platinum is at $1,411 an ounce, up $19 for the day. Palladium is at $1,170, down $9. Silver's doing very well. I expect silver's top will be at like 52. Could be wrong, could go, it could short squeeze all the way to 70. The market of silver has been manipulated pretty severely over the years. So wouldn't surprise me one bit. If you guys are new here, smash that like button, follow, channel, subscribe. We are live every day at 9:30 a.m. EST. Next day we will be live is Monday. I am calling it for today. No more trading. Let's clean the chart up. No more trading. Little red day. I did only trade one account for a reason. Was willing to blow that account. That account blew. And we're down 550 in another account, but up 6:30, and 1. So, little red day. One account gone. Not that big of a deal. I was trading that account for a reason. Usually I trade one trade per account. This time I just traded one account pretty much half of the day. It's not really that bad. What's up, JL? Thanks, appreciate it. What's up, Ellie? What's up, Isaiah? What up, G? Diplomat 600 so far and coming more. Pumping just started. Yeah, I think we are starting uptrend. So be very careful. This NQ 30 minute looking very, very solid. ES has a little hurdle to get through. Pay close attention. NQ 5 minute is above the 20 May. Look good. It looks good. NQ 30 minute looks good above the VWAP. RSI is coming up. It could get stuck here soon. If the ES doesn't get above the VWAP 200 SMA and it's tapping the VWAP as we speak, you just really need to pay close attention to it. Also, watch NVIDIA. Watch NVIDIA. NVIDIA's up 0.07% right now. If that flips red, who knows? MicroStrategy is pumping up. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do is financial advice. Hold your conviction. Don't overtrade. Don't FOMO. And there are no missed opportunities on the next. I will see you guys Monday. Persevere through resistance. Do not fear the unknown. Do not fear missing out. And there are no missed opportunities on the next one. I will see you guys Monday at 9:30 a.m. EST. Peace.